to Fashionably Broke podcast. Hopefully there's no technical difficulties with this recording, because I can already see myself lagging on my end.
Me as well, but it's okay.
Lovely. So to start off, number one, happy birthday to myself.
Yes. Happy 26th birthday, Maddie.
So my birthday was on Tuesday. Obviously, this episode comes out on Wednesday. So yes, I just turned 26. But we are also recording on Met Monday. We're recording a lot later, like probably an hour later than we typically do, because we had to sit down, watch the Met, and go through Vogue.com, look at all of the looks, so that we could discuss it in real time right after we watched it. But before we get into Met Monday, Kassidy, how are you? I think we could do a little tiny weekend recap. And yeah, take it away.
Yeah, I am good. It is hitting me. I'm absolutely exhausted. I didn't walk through my door probably till like 11 p.m. And then if anyone knows me, when I get home from a trip, I have to unpack. I have to put everything away. I have to have absolutely everything squared away. So it was
wouldn't have enough opportunity to do that.
It was a long night. But yeah, no, it was so fun. Nashville was absolutely amazing. Like, I'm already ready to go back. Like, I want to book another flight right now. I've already been looking at flights, seeing which like weekends are cheaper than others, but it was amazing to say the least. I think we like went to the perfect places all at the perfect times.
Yeah, no, everything honestly worked out, and I do have to say, I think that this was one of the best birthdays I think that I've ever had. And yes, I feel like because like, yes, a lot of planning went into it, but also I feel like I truly went in with zero expectations, and I was like, I'm just here to like, even though everything was planned by the hour, I was just like, I'm just gonna go with the flow, and like whatever happens happens. Like we have like reservations, but if like plans change, like no expectations. And I think it was, again, just one of the best birthdays, really just one of the best weekends ever.
Yeah, no, I agree. Even the people we saw at the bars were crazy. I mean, it was just a whole mashup of anyone and everyone you could possibly think of. Like, it was absolutely amazing. And I know like Nashville is like such like a hot spot for like TikTokers, influencers, famous people, but like when you see them in person, it's like, holy shit, like they're right there.
And it's sometimes like it's kind of hard to be like, obviously you like see all these people on social media and they're like, oh, like you live in Nashville. There are so many people in Nashville in general, and like tourists coming every weekend. Like, you realistically are like, I'm really never gonna see them.
Right.
We'll never see them. First of all, there were 900,000 people in downtown Nashville this past weekend.
That's insane.
We seem to have ended up where so many influencers, TikTokers were. We just stumbled upon it, so that was kind of,
Right, yeah. When I saw Taylor Holder right in front of me, I was like, that's Taylor Holder. Like, that's Taylor Holder. Like, are you kidding me right now? And I have to say, like, yes, he's like very good looking, like in videos and pictures, but in person, he's hot. Like, hot. Like, I couldn't take my eyes off of him. I was like, okay. And then we saw Adrian, and then we also saw Caucasian James, which I didn't really know who that was, like, based off the name. But then, like, once I, like, saw his stuff, I was like, oh my god, yeah. And I literally have, like, a video of him in the vlog.
And, like, little, like, I mean, no one knew who he was, like, in person. Like, we were like, oh, that's just this random guy's, like, hanging out with our group. And then come to find out it was him, and I literally saw like your little teaser. I was like, wait, you fully blocked him.
No,
Just
literally.
fully vlogged.
No,
It's
100%.
fine. We're fine.
I was like, what is actually happening right now? But slay, I'm so excited. I'm like still working on the vlog a little bit. Most of it I've like gotten done throughout the day and after work and everything. And I just wish I would have gotten a little more, but it's okay. It's fine. It's whatever. But it's coming along so well. It looks so cool. I'm excited.
I'm excited to see it. I know it's one of those things. I feel like it was hard because like we were really like when like we were go 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 go. Like we didn't
Mm-hmm.
really. There was no time to like stop and like hang out. It was like, all right, gotta get ready and we gotta go. And then I also just feel like we're living in the moment. And then I feel like there's so many people that it's just kind of hard to vlog when there's like that many people and it's like this person doing this person's doing that, like everything's happening around you and you're like, oh my god, wait, what's happening? What's going on?
Yeah, no, I agree. But I mean, at least I got like a few things. I just wish I would have gotten like more into the night, like more in the moment things. Because it's always so cool when you see all those people and like see all of their things and like
Mm-hmm.
they've vlogged throughout the entire night. I think I just like have to get used to like doing it and like vlogging religiously to
I
know
think
when to
it's
get stuff and when not to get
well, it's like
stuff.
I think you just gotta have to do it all the time.
Right.
Like just constantly have it out pretty much and then you just cut from there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. But that would take 10 billion jillion hours to edit, which I do not have time to do
Yeah.
that. So I feel
Yeah.
like I have to be picky and choosy with all my stuff. Sorry,
No,
my
but
mic is picking up all these sounds around me. And it's
I
like
know
I'm,
I can hear it. Oh, but it truly was such a great birthday. I was so happy that all of my friends celebrated with me. And all my friends got to meet my Nashville friends and it was just such a good time. And I feel you on granted, I didn't fly home, but I just spent all afternoon cleaning. So that was not fun when I was hungover. Uh I mean, I was starting to get hungover at night, and then the hangover hit me this morning. And then I think it went away, but I'm just tired now.
yeah, no, I think it's
Truly just
strictly just like
exhausted.
being tired. It is what it is.
Yeah.
We will get past it. We will get through it and we'll move right along into our work week.
Yep. But I'm 26, and yeah.
Slay. New year, new
Okay.
you.
Um, but I kind of think that's a little bit of the recap. We really can't get into too much details because I truly do think that there's a lot of things that happen that we can't necessarily put out over the internet. Some things just are better left amongst friends, betwixt friends. And who knows, maybe one day we will talk about everything that happened, but I don't think today is that day.
Correct.
I truly do not. So let's get into Met Monday.
Yes, I'm down. I'm ready. Sorry, I can
So, to
hear it.
those that don't know, this year's Met Gala theme was, to be honest, I was a little confused at first. So
Mhm.
the exhibit is Sleeping Beauty's Reawakening Fashion, and then like the theme for the outfits that all the celebrities wore tonight were the Garden of Time.
Right.
So they like intermingle. The exhibit has like I feel like one theme, and then the carpet had a similar theme. I think that I kind of meshed. I didn't realize that it was two different themes.
Yeah, it's
I say
basically
theme
like a
one more
theme
time.
within a theme, just because
Yeah.
like the Met changes every year based on the Met Gala. So just all the exhibits in the Met Gala is like Sleeping Beauty's reawakening fashion kind of thing, and then going into like the actual like fashion show of the Met Gala was the Garden of Times. I mean, very similar. Sleeping Beauty's reawakening fashion and the gardens magical kind of esque thing.
I feel like that's the first year, unless I'm just completely mistaken, that they've kind of had to, where it's like, yes, it's the same thing, but it's like they named it something completely different.
I want to say they do this every year, but I can't even remember what last year's theme to dress code was. Just because like they decorate the whole like entire Met exhibit kind of thing. But I feel like this year they really like emphasized the dress code, maybe where they like haven't in the past. It was just like the exhibit name being displayed everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. But I really did. I loved the theme. To me, I feel like it's very kind of like in our time right now. It's like very almost like ethereal, when it comes to fashion. And so I also feel like it kind of gave a lot of room for people to interpret it and then, kind of like relay the message. But I feel like we saw a lot of the same things, which I was kind of like, I had a bunch of different ideas in ways that people could have taken it, and I can get into that a little bit later in the episode. But I don't know. After just now watching it and like trying to like think about it and soak it in, some people really showed out and, I feel like really embodied, the Met. And then I feel like some people were just kind of like, I'm just like going to go. And I feel like we say this every year. I was a little disappointed. I also was just disappointed at the end. It was like 7:30. It was like, all right, it's over. And I understand that Cardi B was supposed to be like the one to close it out with like a big bang because they do that every year. Last year it was Rihanna. Year before that it was Kim in Marilyn's Dress. And like every year someone like, ends the show crazily. There was no build-up. Absolutely no build-up. And I am so disappointed. I've been left disappointed and hungry for more.
Yeah, no, there was absolutely no build up to that. And I saw Cardi B's dress and I was like, oh my gosh, like, yes, like this is like the one I was looking for. Granted, there were a bunch of other ones that were like very over the top, looked very good. But obviously Cardi B's was like the show stopping one. I just felt like there were a lot more people left in line, like a lot more people I was even looking for. We talked about this over text a little bit before this, is like, I just felt like there weren't as many people that we knew that we thought were going to be there kind of thing. And it's just like, obviously Taylor Swift didn't show, Blake Lively didn't show, Anne Hathaway, I don't think she was there.
I know. And I was looking for her because I feel like she also takes the Met like very serious, and it's just one of those things like she was in Deborah Wears Prada, and like that's loosely based on Anna Wintour, and I was like, Anne Hathaway has to be at the Met. She was not at the Met.
I mean, she's there all the freaking time, and she just had that movie come out, and the co-star was there. He was there, obviously looking hot as ever. I watched that on the plane ride home last night, and it was freaking amazing. So I was so surprised when she wasn't there. Like, I saw him, and I was like, oh, I'm keeping my eye out. She's coming, she's coming, she's coming. And then she was never there. Nothing. And then I saw a TikTok of someone being like, Alex Earle is going to be at the Met. Here are the clues. Here's this. Here's that. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to be there. She's going to be there. And I was waiting for the end. I was like, this is going to be a big thing. Like, it ends. And then Cardi B, and they're like, all right, and that's all. We're headed inside. And I was like, what? Like, wow. What do you mean? That's all. What do you mean?
There weren't any TikTokers this year.
No. I don't, but I did see someone say, because, like, on the TikTok, there are obviously comments of being, like, influencers, like, shouldn't be at the Met, blah, blah, blah. And someone's like, well, I see Alex Earle turning very much so into an Emma Chamberlain. Everyone forgets Emma Chamberlain was an influencer, but she strayed so far away from that, like, people don't think of her as that anymore. And she's so big and huge into this all. So I could definitely see Alex Earle, like, taking it that way. Granted, I know Alex has stated she's like not huge into like fashion shows kind of thing. That's just like not her thing. But I don't think she would turn down the Met. I don't know. I was like, where
Yeah.
is everyone? I was so confused.
I I just feel like it was a lot more chill this year. There really
Mm-hmm.
wasn't that much hype around it. I feel like there has been in previous years. I feel like it was just very like low key, and honestly just a lot more celebrities that are like kind of having their moment. Like Ariana Grande was there,
Mm-hmm.
and like she was there with her co-star, and like they're gonna have a movie come out later this year. Anne Hathaway's co-star. um but I mean, I'm telling you, like through the beginning of it I was like, am I like so out of the loop that I just don't know who a single person is?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was like one after the other. I'm like, who the hell are these people? I don't think I've ever seen them in my life. I'm like, what am I missing? Like, am I just not up to date with like current media and like celebrities? But it's like I knew all of the older celebrities, but
Right.
all of half of the people, especially towards the beginning, I was like, who are you? Who are you? How the hell did you get invited here? Like, what's your relevance? Because I was lost.
Yeah.
So
And I
lost.
knew Chris Hemsworth was one of the co-chairs and he went there with his wife. I did not know that was his first Met.
Yeah,
Like ever.
first.
I was like, how are you a co-chair when this is like your first ever Met? How does that work? Like,
The selection process is, I don't fully understand like how it's how people are selected. I feel like in previous years it's been like one or two people. Um but I mean this year there was a ton of them.
yeah, this year there was four. It was Zendaya, Chris Hemsworth, Jennifer Lopez, and Bad Bunny.
Yeah, and like I get Bad Bunny because like, the past couple of years he's gone to the Met. Like last year he like really made a statement. Everyone was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I get why he was asked. Chris, not entirely sure, but I
Because
think
he's
it's
hot.
also
I think that's all. Because he's hot. I don't. There's literally no other explanation if you've never been to like a Met before. Like Zendaya, understand.
oh,
Jennifer
100%.
Lopez, understands.
I think it also has to either do with like donation,
Mm-hmm.
committee, um, and kind of like what you have to bring to the table
Mm-hmm. I guess it's just like
to
kind
be
of
asked.
pulling from like every hat, you know? Like,
Hmm.
oh, here's this
Yeah.
one, like, and just like really trying to bring people together and try to bring different crowds in to, watch the Met when they would like only know it through Chris Hemsworth kind of
Hmm.
thing. Um, but starting out with Zendaya, I mean,
I know.
she just always takes it home. I mean, it's like Cardi B's was, yes, over the top. It was like a full black tulle dress. I mean, her train
It
in
was
every single angle. It
huge,
was huge, huge.
huge.
There were
It took
probably
up.
like 20 guys like helping her with everything. So I feel like Zendaya is never really like huge and big, but it's always so eye-catching. There's always so much details. Her makeup is literally like within the costume. And I feel like not a ton
Yeah.
of people do that. I feel like we see a lot of regular makeup on the Met just with like a
Hmm.
a nice, elevated dress, but Zendaya always gets into like freaking character when
Yeah.
she's
Which
at the Met.
which I appreciated because I mean like when you look at what she wore and then including her makeup, obviously like her dress is reflecting, you know,
Mhm.
the gar the garden theme. Okay,
Right.
she had grapes, she had hummingbirds on her neck. Like
Mhm.
it was stunning. The dark, deep colors, like it reminds me of just like an old painting of like, a garden.
Right.
But I loved the fact that they did her makeup like she was in the 1950s,
Mhm.
but made it
Yep.
modern. The super thin eyebrows, like the deep dark lip, like I thought it was genius. I loved it. I mean, the whole look came together. It was such an interesting, unique look, and like, I mean, I loved it. She pulled it off, of course, and I mean, like,
Yeah.
she
No,
fully
she
took
looked
that
amazing.
the theme and like played into it, and that's how you should. That's what you should do as a
Hmm.
host.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then another co-chair was Jennifer Lopez. She was wearing Schiaparelli. I feel like this started from I feel like Kim has always done like a look like this, and I feel like it's becoming just like more and more everyone wearing it, very see through, just with jewels hanging kind of thing. I mean, she looked absolutely amazing. She was wearing a huge Tiffany's necklace, and I don't even want to know the price of that or the carats on that freaking necklace. I mean, she looked amazing. It's almost just like I've seen it before.
Yeah, so that was a super common theme that I saw, I think, throughout the entire evening.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say it, and you might not fully agree. I truly do think that everyone was, I mean, not everyone. That's such a lie. But like, take Jennifer's look. The
Mm-hmm.
Kardashians did that 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that started it. Like, now everyone is copying it still to this day, and it's like, come on, just like
Right.
move on.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of there was a lot of like winter white, which
Mm-hmm.
I know like way at the beginning of this like the year we discussed that, that's going to be like a really hot color for the year, but I was shocked by how much white was on the carpet. And I feel like too, another thing, like last year we saw a lot of white. Bad Bunny, like with the all white, and then his like scarf thing, it wasn't a scarf, but his like cape. I feel like everyone was just copying that.
Yeah, I feel like I did see a lot of white. What I want to say in relation to Bad Bunny men at the Met, the men have stepped it up.
They have
They have
a
stepped it
hundred
up
percent.
110%. I mean, people or men used to come to the Met in a black tuxedo, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all. That was basically all they were wearing. And I mean, the guys were wearing rosettes, the guys were wearing colorful shoes, floral shoes. So, oh, there's this one I meant to look up and I tried to figure out who it was, but I couldn't. He was wearing a tuxedo and the collar was just all like jewels. And it looked absolutely amazing.
Gorgeous.
Like amazing. And I was like, wait, I absolutely love that. So I just feel like the guys are really stepping it up, which I appreciate. And I almost wish like Chris Hemsworth and just those well-known men would like step up to the plate a little more because I feel like it's the big well-known ones who kind of stay like within their comfort zone.
So that's like I saw one of the interviews on the carpet, and I totally forgot who it was, and they've been like it was this couple, and they go to the Met every single year, and
Mm-hmm.
they're like, yeah, we love coming here. Like, we love everything that it's benefiting. Like, we enjoy it. We love to see our friends. We love to see, like, the same people that we see year after year, and we don't see them any other time other than Met. And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
but we 100% always play it safe. We basically just play the role as parents out for an evening. Like,
Yeah, I heard
that's
this
all we
interview.
care about. Like, we wish we would, like, go all out, but, like, that's just not our style. Which, like, I respect, because it's like, if you're gonna own it, and just, like, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, just get through the carpet and then like actually do the whole event. I get that, but there are a lot of people, men specifically, that have like started to truly get into it, and like I appreciate it because it's like,
Yeah,
why
no.
not have fun? It's not, you're never gonna wear that on another carpet again.
Right, no. I agree, but I kind of wish that like everyone would play into it. I mean, that's the point. Like this is so exclusive. You're really gonna take this as a mom and dad night out? Like, sorry, but that's not what this is. If you ask like, "Oh yeah, this is once a year we get to see all of our friends." And I'm just like, "Wow, you're just like famous of famous, huh?"
I was just
Like,
about to say, like, I mean, honestly, I would actually love to be at that level where it's just like, oh
right.
yeah, no, like we go to this event every single year, and like it's
Right.
just a night out. Like we're
Yeah.
we're here to have fun. super cash. Like,
Night out, the
okay.
sitters at home watching the kids. Like, we're good to go.
Yeah.
As if you can't get a sitter any other night.
No,
Okay.
but I kind of I loved the energy that brought, but no, I do completely understand. It's like I mean, for us, it's like one of our favorite events.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that we've gone, it's our favorite event to watch.
To watch.
To watch.
Right.
So it's like, of course, we're gonna appreciate the people that like really, take into account like what the evening is and like what it's for, and like actually go all out and like walk that carpet, bitch.
Yeah, no, I agree. And there's something I took up on this is just there were tons of gold. Yes, there was silver too, but there was a lot more gold than there was silver. And I feel like that was a good mix up because we have been seeing so much silver. I feel like the past like 2 years now that this was like a huge thing of like gold, if they were embellishments, if it was a structured dress that had like a gold rosette. And then even going into that, there were so many different like textiles used on this, like people looking like a tree that it literally looks like you're wearing wood, or Lana Del Rey. So she said it was like a rubber wood because they had to zip it up. Oh. So it was like a rubber that like looked like it was wood, but it was supposed to represent like the wood of like a tree and stuff like that. And I mean, that literally looked amazing.
That was 100% one of my favorites. I mean, not the favorite, but it made the top 10.
Yeah. And then Lana Del Rey came in with huge branches. That looked freaking amazing. She had it coming off her shoulders into kind of like a headpiece, with drapery over it. And then Ariana Grande, had like the mother of pearls. And it's so cool to see like the different materials they use, because I feel like that's something that has been on the upcoming that a lot of people are really taking, into their styling. And I'm absolutely loving like the more structured look.
I know the amount of like, talking about structure, the amount of dresses that were fully structured. I loved it.
I love that. I love the abstract look. I love the structured look. I love like it's almost like I don't want to classify it as like futuristic, but it's almost giving like a shield of like protection of thing. I don't know. I just absolutely love it.
Well, I mean, truly that is what fashion is becoming. That's what the future of fashion is becoming, is very extreme, like actual sculptures covered in cloth that you can wear. I mean, it's fully art. And so like I loved that we were seeing so much more of it on the carpet this year. One thing I want to touch on.
Oh God.
No, because you have it in the notes that you sent me, because Kassidy's amazing and I didn't get off work. The Met had already started and I was still at work, and it takes me like almost an hour to get home. So I was like, I'm just going to be driving it and watching the Met in my car. So like there were some things, of course, I could not like fully like look and soak everything up. But so I want to talk about the rosettes for a second. I have a hot take.
Okay.
Obviously the theme, garden, of course, florals, flowers, floral for spring, duh. There was one person, and you're probably like, I thought that was the stupidest thing ever. But I kind of loved it because it took a rosette, and it was like, I don't want to be a rosette. Like, I want to do something so different, and I was obsessed. And you're going to probably think it was the ugliest thing ever. Let me pull up my notes really quickly. Okay, so Zendaya's co-star, Mike Feist, from The Challengers. He was, I haven't seen the movie, but the one I assume that she gets married to. He had a turnip on his suit. A bedazzled, bejeweled, gorgeous turnip instead of a rosette. And you're going to be like, hey, Maddie, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I loved it because it was something completely different than everyone else. I do have to say, I hated the pants that he paired with his outfit. He should have done lap dance, or he should have done colorful pants. like pants to match the turnip on his
I'm trying
coat.
to find it.
I'll send it to you right now. I already know you're gonna be like, Maddie, you liked that. I don't like the outfit. I just liked that it was something other than a rosette. I did appreciate all of the rosettes, especially on the guys. I feel like the guys were wearing more roses and floral than some of the women out there.
That's hilarious. Yeah, am I loving it? Not at all. But I do like how it was different.
It's different.
My thing is, rosettes have been so big. I almost think they're.
I'm over it.
I'm over it as well, and I know this was like the Garden of Times, and I understand, obviously, a rose is a flower, but when I think of a garden, I'm not really thinking roses. You know what I mean? Roses seem very romantic, elegant. Like, I was thinking, magical fairy wonderland kind of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking like princess, or like, the prince taking away on a white horse,
Mm-hmm.
through the magical woods, like
Right.
every single princess movie to ever exist. And just thinking of like old Renaissance paintings of like, just beautiful gardens that you see actually hanging up in the Met. Like, that's what
Right.
I thought like textiles, just like gorgeous prints. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I had envisioned. So a lot of the looks did. I don't know. I don't know if a ton of looks truly did it for me, but one person that I think did the floral so right,
Mm-hmm.
and did not do a rosette, and thank God. And honestly, no one's gonna be surprised. Tory Burch.
Oh, yeah.
She's stunning, 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 stunning.
Yep. No, that was great, and I think
And that's
if it were up to me, the Met, I would make almost like a very specific theme. Still have free range of creativity, but like it looks like everyone's coming to the same place for the same thing. You know what I mean?
Like everyone has to match.
No, like not even that, but I'm just like, one thing I wasn't really a huge fan of, I feel like a ton of people were in black.
That was another note that I have is,
and how does that fit the theme whatsoever?
The whites, creams, and black.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. This is your chance to do, right, a beautiful green. Like the dress Taylor Swift wore to, I forgot what award show, but it was literally a beautiful green freaking dress. Take advantage of the greens. Do a blue. Do a pink. I'm not understanding where all these people are getting these dark colors from. Like it's not making sense to me. But a dress I did love, which was like a cream, a tan, whatever, was Mindy. How do you say her last name? Kaling?
Yeah.
Kyling? Something like that. And she was wearing an Indian designer. And I feel like there were a lot of people walking the carpet who were wearing Indian designers and really like honing in on that and like taking to that and just going in detail about the Indian designer that they were wearing. Her dress, I loved. I absolutely loved. It was beautiful. She was very early on in the night, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a good one. If we're starting out like this is going to be amazing.
Stunning.
But I think she could have gone with a different color, and I think it would have been even more eye-catching and even more crazy and not out of the blue, but just like more shocking.
Yeah. Kind of touching on what you said on like almost like a super strict theme, so everyone like shows up like they're going to the same party.
I'm
gonna disagree with and because of one person who I truly think was my favorite look of the night, and it was a beige look.
Okay.
Tyla showed up in a full sand dress.
Oh, yes.
Sand on her shoulders. So as soon as I saw that, Sands of Time, like, she took the time theme and freaking ran with it. They literally, like, sculptured her body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
actually speechless. She looked stunning. Everything about that look was perfect. Her holding a freaking, what is that called?
Um,
Like
like
a
a sand
sand timer.
timer.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was,
No, it was amazing. And actually, a lot of people incorporated sand into their
it's
look.
like time, sands of time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's that, it was, I'm speechless. It was so genius, and just like the way that they like fully used sand in
Mm-hmm.
the look. So
That's what
creative,
I'm
so
saying, but
genius, like,
I don't even think the color like matters then. Like yes, it was beige,
yeah,
but it was literally
sand.
sand all over her. Like when you do a look like that and you give it that kind of texture and you can pull it off that good, it doesn't matter what color it is. Like whatsoever. She looked freaking
It was
amazing
so
and
good.
when she was getting interviewed by Lala and it was like up close, I was like this is absolutely
Stunning.
amazing. One dress that I really it grew on me. It grew on me within like 5 minutes. At first, when I saw it, I was like, I don't really know about this. And then like I gave it some time and I was like, I'm actually loving this. Madeline Klein.
Yeah,
Um,
it still has not grown on me.
Really? Yeah, so I was iffy about it at first. It was Tommy Hilfiger, very timeless look. You know, it had the classic button-up style. And I think that's what I wasn't liking at first, that it was like button up. It seemed very modest for her, very covered up for her. But like once she started explaining it in her interview, I was like, wait, I think I absolutely love this.
See, I didn't hear her interview, but I am not a fan of the dress, but what I appreciate is the dress because I think it actually reflects like a lot of fashion from the past,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which I I wish that people would have incorporated more of. That's what really what I was hoping for was people to mesh fashion from decades and decades and decades
Mm-hmm.
ago
Yeah, no, I
with
agree.
with like modern fashion and future fashion. That I really wish that different time periods were incorporated a lot more throughout this Met, and I think that it was actually a really good representation of, you know, the way that things were styled for women, like way back when. I say way back
Mm-hmm.
when, like in like 50s, 40s, and just like that classic style.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I don't know, I just wasn't a fan. Like, I appreciate it though.
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
appreciate
No,
it.
that's one that grew on me and I was just like, okay, like I actually kind of love
I mean,
that in
she's
the
also
end.
just stunning.
No, she looked freaking amazing. So did Gigi. I wasn't a huge crazy fan. It was white, black, and yellow.
Mhm.
And I just for some reason I don't like those colors
I
altogether.
was just about to say, I think I would have loved the dress and the concept of the dress if it was different colors.
Right.
When she walked out of the hotel, she didn't have the big skirt on her. It was a
Really?
skin tight, but like structured hips. Like her hips are structured and like obviously extremely accentuated. And
Mm-hmm.
then the dress goes literally skin tight to her legs, like just a shuffle.
Oh my
And
God.
then in the car, they put the big skirt on.
See, that's crazy, and I love that. And I wish like I could go through and nitpick every single thing of
Yeah.
oh, what they looks like when they were walking out, what they looked
Mm-hmm.
like in line, what they looked like going down the carpet. Like I feel like there's so many little things that you don't catch until like days later where you're
You're
like,
looking back. Yeah.
right,
And
it's like, "Oh my freaking gosh." But the amount of people who were struggling to get up those stairs because the dress was skin tight around their ankles, like I thought they were physically going to have to be picked up by their armpits and like up each stair.
there was one girl that did. So I know Tyla, the first couple of steps,
Mhm.
she was the one in the sand. They literally
Yeah.
had to like they lifted her up by her arms, and then they like kind of figured out a way to like lift the dress up enough where she could
Mhm.
like take a step like that, take a step
Yeah.
like that. I thought, and we're gonna have to talk about her later, but I'm just gonna say it. I'm surprised Kim Kardashian could have gotten up those stairs.
Did you see how tiny her waist was?
The way she was literally cinched to non-existence.
I don't know how she was breathing.
I thought she was gonna pass. I truly think I like looked at her face. Like I fully studied her face. I don't think she could breathe because she just looked like
I think they were
stressed out.
A ton of people like that. There were a ton of people on the red carpet who were just like, you could just tell they were trying to like breathe heavy, but like keep it under control. But a lot of the interviews with Lala at the top, she's like, I know it is scorching hot and everyone is sweating. So I also think everyone was like
hot.
Sweating.
Really?
Yeah. And could you imagine sweating, having a huge gown on, and then not being able to breathe as well? And like, what do you do when you get in there and you sit down and have dinner? There's no way half those people are sitting. There's no way.
No. I'm pretty sure that a lot of them don't sit. And
like
a lot
just
of them
put standing tables?
Don't eat. And I know there's a couple of them that in like previous, like they do interviews and like, oh my God, girl, how are you supposed to eat? How are you supposed to sit? Whatever. I couldn't tell you who, but I remember people like, oh yeah, the designer told me I can't even go to the restroom tonight. Like I am gonna have to hold it all night long.
Hey, what do you like?
Hello?
But like I can only imagine. Imagine how long it would take you to go to the bathroom. What do you mean? This weekend I had leather shorts on and those were so hard to get down. Like it took me ages. I can't imagine a full-on ball gown that's cinched in.
I know.
To where I can't even breathe.
While we're on it, I want to touch on the Kardashians.
Yes, go for it.
I hated every single one.
Same.
They've done all of the looks before. They did not come to this carpet with anything new, anything that they haven't done before. I get everyone freaking out about Kendall Jenner's look because it's never been worn by a person. And they were like, you can try it. There's absolutely no alterations. Like, this thing has to fit you and it has to fit you like well enough. If it's too tight, you cannot wear it.
Right.
And it fit her like a glove.
Obviously. Are we surprised?
But it looked like it was the same colors as the look she did last time. Kim has done the corset, tiny waist. I don't understand. I also just didn't understand the sweater thing. I did think her hair was a super bold choice, and that's the only thing that I liked about her look. Was like, it was a super messy, like, loose braid. And that gives me, like, very princessy vibes. Like, like, I'll throw it together, you sleep in it, whatever. Only thing I liked about the look. I thought it was bold. But Kylie's, no. Dumb. She's literally worn something exactly like that before at the Met. Again, Kendall, same colors that, like, she wore last year. Hair literally felt like it was the same. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of either of them. I also think that they just didn't. I think that they weren't trying to be bold this year. I don't think they were trying to be bold last year either. I think they're like really stepping back and like kind of in the shadows.
I wouldn't necessarily say in the shadows. Once again, and I'll say this every year. I'm right. Well, I'm not going to say that again. Everyone already knows that. But I'm not understanding how this is fitting fully into the theme. Come on. Give me something to work with. Like, yeah. I'm tired of the mixed metals. I'm tired of the skin tight, cinched in, boobs overflowing. Like, can we, like, shock someone with shock the world with something that's, like, so crazy on theme that, like, you would never see yourself wearing that? And, like, Kim with, like, the cardigan sweater, I wanted to rip that out of her hands and just go without it. Like, why are you trying to cover up with that? I wasn't understanding that whatsoever. Like,
I do say that I think a lot of the people that we were like, that's so annoying, they're not on theme. A lot of them don't get a say. If a designer invites them, the designer just is like, you will wear this. Like, I want this scene on the carpet. So sometimes I do feel so bad being like what the, not to them, but
I don't feel bad whatsoever.
just in general, because I'm like, I know I would be like, obviously I'm invited to the Met, someone is going to dress me, and if I don't have a say, I'm going to be like, damn, I'm about to be ripped to pieces by the entire world.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, because you get to the top and you're being interviewed, and then you can explain your look and you can connect it to how it is on theme. I feel like no one is ever good at connecting it to the theme. Yeah. And I feel like in this interview is your time to shine. You say your designer, you'd say how great they are, how it's on theme. I mean, you could say 3 sentences. Who the designer is, you know, how it relates to the theme, and what you love most about it. Why does no one say that? I'm confused, and that is where I get upset, because I want to know the backstory of everything. Everything. Like, I love looking into those kind of things, you know. When Blake Lively comes, the story she has to tell, amazing. Jaw-dropping. And I just wish everyone would take just a little tiny crumb of that. You don't have to go all out like Blake Lively, but like at least try to explain something of the fact. But I thought I will keep relating it back to this. When Kim was being interviewed by Lala, Lana Del Rey was standing right next to her like BFFs. And I'm just, everything has to be okay with Kim, Taylor, Lana Del Rey, Sabrina Carpenter. What is happening? Unless everyone is just turning on Taylor.
Well, I was going to say this. So all of Taylor's enemies were there, and then like some of her best friends, because Girly Claus was there, obviously the Kardashian Jenners, and then you have Sabrina Carpenter, which I didn't really like her look. This is exactly what I wish Sabrina Carpenter would have done. I wish she would have taken a play on actual Sleeping Beauty. Her hair looks just like Sleeping Beauty's. Like, I think that she could have done a modern twist on that and just fully play into it. Fully be the Sleeping Beauty. But she didn't. I don't know what she was trying to accomplish with her look. To me, it was not on theme. I liked the bottom half, but still, I don't understand the relation.
Yeah. I liked the bottom half. I liked the baby blue kind of thing. But yeah, she was at the very end. I think she got like 5 seconds of airtime, and then that was just about all. So I didn't really like look into hers like too deep, but I will just always be taken away by all. Like, I'm just wondering, like, if Lana Del Rey like is like best friends behind the scenes, and like they go to the Met, and like Lana runs to Sabrina, is like, oh my god, I was stuck up there with Kim. Like, can you believe that? Like, I wonder if that's what's being said. You know what I mean? Like, you'd never know. Like, what if that is being said, and it just so happened that they were all up there together at the same time.
Weren't they dressed by the same person?
I don't know.
I think so. Because I saw like, well, I watched the interview, but I don't think I was like fully paying attention to that. But both of their, like, they had corset tops, and I remember her saying like, oh, well, yeah, like, it's so and so, like, obviously you can tell by her like tops, like by like the corset. It's like,
okay, because Lana Del Rey was dressed by Alexander McQueen.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that Kim was too.
See, and like that's where it comes down to, like, what if like they just ended up there together, like having to walk and being like, yeah, girl, this is so awesome. And then you like pull your phone out and you text Taylor and you're like, what the hell is happening?
I don't know, man.
Who knows? Who knows? Maddie, you sent me a freaking video over Instagram of Chase Stokes and Kelsey Ballerini that takes the cake. Wrap it up. I'm done. I mean,
he looked so
Kelsey
hot.
Looked amazing. Chase Oh my God.
Daddy.
Can you get into more high fashion, please? Please. You looked incredible. Like,
the no shirt, I loved it.
Obviously, loved it with the necklaces, all the crosses. I mean, looked at his hair. Even his hair, it was like a punk rock look. His hair almost looked like Keith Urban, like in the older days. You don't think so? It was like straight and like.
Did he dye his hair? Because it looked darker. Or no? Am I wrong?
I don't think so. I think it might have just been like a gel look that just made your hair look a little darker, like a wet gel look.
Okay,
I don't think he dyed his hair. But they, I mean, slayed the day. That was absolutely amazing. And Kelsey is just like popping off in every area. I mean, from fashion to music to country to high fashion. I mean, there's just so many different things.
Stop right now. Breaking news.
What? Shut up. What?
Zendaya went back on the carpet in a different look.
What?
Oh.
Oh. My goodness.
Back on the carpet.
Archival Givenchy.
2. To close out the show. See, but it's like, why wasn't this shown on, like, Vogue Live?
That's what I'm saying. This, I mean,
We also missed Nicki Minaj.
I mean, Zendaya just...
We're gonna have to do a round 2.
Oh my God. Were all of these people just late?
I think so. See, that's another thing. It's like, just
then you send Vogue, half Vogue people in, and then half Vogue out. Still waiting.
They don't film inside, so the camera guy can stay outside.
Right. Oh my God.
That's wild.
I can't believe she did a full-on change.
I know.
You're absolutely kidding.
Change, and this is 10 times better, but again, with the black.
I was about to say, with the black, what is happening?
But I love that this headpiece looks like a bouquet of roses just placed on her head.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
Iconic.
That is amazing.
I mean, it's a stunning dress.
My God.
Wow.
Breaking freaking
news. That's insane. I love that.
I mean, she can do it twice and some people can't even do it once. Like, come on, people. Step it up. Step it up.
She said what she said.
No. Zendaya said, actually, I wouldn't be the star of the show yet again. Let's run it back, but in something absolutely totally different. Perfect.
I mean, I don't see J-Lo doing it.
No. Zendaya is the Met, and I'm sorry, I hate to say this. I almost think Zendaya is taking Blake Lively's spot.
I think so too. I think that, and again, okay, I'm just gonna say, I think that Blake probably really won't go to another Met.
I think she's over it.
I think she's had her time. I don't even think she's like over it, but it's like, I think she's like, she did her time. She put her all into it. And so then I think it's like someone else is going to take her place. Zendaya, and then it's going to be like, okay, Zendaya's done. And then it's like someone else. One person that I love, sorry, I'm kind of moving on.
No, go for it. Move on.
One person that I love, because she does the Met, she's been doing the Met for years. Okay, she's seasoned. She's a seasoned veteran. And her looks might not always be like the most on theme, the most like jaw-dropping, stunning, but she does the Met every single year with the same people. All of her friends help her get ready. And she wears a hat every single time.
Who are we talking about, please?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh my God, I literally had her written down. Yes.
So
Yes.
every year she gets ready. Andy Cohen takes her.
Yep. Every year, Andy Cohen.
Every single year, and all of her friends get her ready. Like, obviously, she's friends with a makeup artist.
I was about to say, like, in her apartment, I think she stated. She's like, yeah.
Yes, in her apartment. And every year she does a look with a stunning either, like, fascinator or hat. Like, it's basically her signature Met look, is she has some gorgeous sculpture hat on.
Oh, and I thought she looked great.
And
I thought this was amazing.
I love that, like, just year after year, she, like, sticks with, like, she's gonna wear a hat, like, obviously, like, she's just gonna look, like, classy, she's gonna look elegant, like, Sarah Jessica Parker is Carrie Bradshaw is Sarah Jessica Parker,
Yes.
and, like, if she ever doesn't attend, I would be, like, devastated.
Right.
Again, her looks aren't, like, crazy, like, oh my God, everyone's talking about it, but, like, it's just so
she has
iconic.
her signature and everyone knows it, and everyone is looking for that when she's walking down.
It's so iconic, and what I thought was even cuter was, like, throughout the look, she literally was going through every single thing on her body.
Yeah.
Her dress, her hat, her earrings, all of her bracelets, all of her rings, her shoes, like, literally everything.
She's like, OOTD at the Met. This is from here. I'll link this on my like to know it.
Straight up OOTD with Vogue. And what I loved even more was, like, she's like, oh, like, naming her jewelry, and Andy Cohen goes, and so
and yours.
Your own pieces on your body at the Met.
Yeah.
Insane.
And I feel like she didn't even, like, acknowledge that. And I wish she would have acknowledged it more. I was like, come on, girl.
She's
acknowledge it.
Cute and perfect. And, like, she, to me, is, like, epitome of, like, the fashion industry. Like, she's always just been, like, fashion forward, fashionable, and just, like, truly at the heart. And I love it. She was so cute. Her hair, oh my God. Insane.
Yeah.
The amount of extensions
she looked great.
In her hair.
Oh. Right. The amount of weight that your head is having to hold that it doesn't usually hold, insane. Like, is your neck okay?
No, but I just had to, like, give her a little shout out. And she, I mean, she really, truly, like, looks so cute. Honestly, she looked like she was going to the Kentucky Derby. But I'm like, garden party. Like, I can see it. Like, it was so cute, and, like, her own style showed through it, and I loved it.
Yeah. I also want to hit on Stella, the designer. I don't know why she's giving, like, Mean Girl to me.
Thank you. I think
such Mean Girl.
She is a
every interview,
VITCH.
every interview. And do you remember last year with Madeline Klein and all of that? Like,
weird.
That was something that, like, blew up out of proportion. And, like, this year it was just, like, almost like a whole new, like, group of friends. Like, oh yeah, these are my little minions that I get to manipulate and do this and that. And I've never liked her vibe, like, every single time. And she's like, oh yeah, me, the designer, me, like, yeah, we get it. We understand.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that, like, I mean, obviously she's a designer, but, like, I feel like the way she was behaving, she just, like, dropped the F-bombs.
Yeah.
Like, literally, first thing out of her mouth, F-bomb.
F-bomb.
And
right.
then at the very end, she goes, can I do a mic drop? Like, because last year, and then they cut it off. It was, like, because last year they yelled, and I got cut off. Because they did yell at her, because she literally dropped the mic. At Emma.
Yeah. And Emma was like, oh.
Yeah, like, that's funny. And then, like, she had to have gotten, like, yelled at, like, don't do that. Like, don't bring her stuff.
Yeah, and it's just, like, it's just giving, like, such disrespectful and such, like,
it's
oh,
childish.
I can do, like, whatever I want. And it's, like,
Girl,
not
you're old.
really. Right. No, right. Why are you acting this way? Like, every year it's something else. And I'm just, like, really over her. So.
One person that you said that you took notes down, Katy Perry. I didn't see Katy Perry.
Was it Katy Perry? What if it's not? That's going to be embarrassing.
No, hello? Oh, no. Yes.
Was it her? I'm telling you, I saw her in the background Um,
Is this top this year? This?
I can't really see that. I'm trying to find it. It was like all silver.
She just
Let me
posted,
see.
couldn't make it to the Met, had to work.
Oh, so definitely was not her. That's embarrassing. Um, who was it then? Pretty sure they were in like an all silver, and then she had like stuff in her hair too. Mm,
I don't know.
I'll have to find it. I'll find it somewhere when I go through like the Vogue ones again because it was like a quick second, and I was like, "Oh my God, is that Katy Perry?" But obviously, it was not Katy Perry. Um, but yeah, we'll see.
Um, I also want to talk about your comment. How much is eBay paying for these commercials?
Oh my God. Shut up about eBay. Shut up.
No, they had a major deal. Lala was like, "Oh, this is from eBay. This is from eBay."
Yeah.
Madeline Klein was
Madeline
like,
Klein?
"Oh, my jewelry, eBay. My coin
Yeah.
purse, eBay."
Yeah. And then like they did like a commercial break in the middle of the live stream and it was eBay. And I'm just like I understand people still use eBay, but that's just something you don't hear about literally whatsoever. And I understand like vintage stuff you like is really good on eBay and like people trust selling that on eBay. But I'm just like, what eBay? Really?
I know, super random, but obviously they had some sort of sponsorship, some sort of
Mm-hmm.
partnership, because they dressed some people on eBay.
And then I didn't catch who it was, but it was towards the end. Who was the guy with the chips on the carpet? That's me.
So at first I was like, "Oh, it has to be like a bag, like a purse, like a man purse."
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm kind of starting to think it was actually a bag of chips.
No, I think it was an actual bag of chips. Like
I kind of
I
think it actually was a bag of chips.
and I just don't
So, but did you notice? Like, I do think that they wait in line for freaking ever.
ever. So he just got hungry and he just is like,
And
we'll take it
he's
too.
like, this year, he's like, "I'm seasoned. I've done this before." Like, he's a guy, he doesn't really care. Um, I wanna know if it was like a bit, or he was just like, "I like this is gonna be funny. Like, I'm gonna do it as a joke," or like,
Mm-hmm.
"My buddies dared me to do it." Like, which I'm honestly here for. If you just really don't care about it, like, okay, you could do
But I
something
could
funny.
almost see that like not being allowed at the Met. Like
Probably
showing a
not.
showing a brand like that.
Well, was it a real brand? That's
I
another
don't
thing.
know.
I didn't recognize the bag.
I know. I didn't recognize the bag either, but I'm like, is this him like totally like taking the time to like promote something and like trying to blow it up? Because I was
No,
like,
I
that
don't
just
think so.
that like would not seem like it's allowed whatsoever. And like I don't even
I don't think it
it's
was.
making sense what you're saying as a purse. I never thought
Yeah,
about that, but I think it would have to be that
I
to
don't
make
think.
it onto the carpet.
Yeah, I don't think that he was like trying to like promote this, have it sell out. I don't think it was like that at all. I think he
Mm-hmm.
was like, it's either like one of two things. Like, it was done on purpose, as in like, no, this is a part of the look. Like, we're like playing off this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an actual, like, it was like a bag. It was like he used it as a bag. Or like it fully was just like food and chips. But like the
Mm-hmm.
brand, it's not, I've never seen that type of chip before. So that's what I'm thinking. I was like, I think it's like a part of the look. Or
Huh.
again, I don't think he went in with the intention of like, I want to promote this. My other thing that comes in is just like, he's just trying to be funny. It's a bit like someone was like, "I bet you won't do this," and he's like, "I bet your ass that I will," and he did it.
Huh.
Those are like
I'm
the
I'm
two
gonna have to
vibes
keep
that I
up with
got.
that and see like what other people are saying about
Because
that.
he was even like being funny with it. Like he was like he was joking around. You could tell.
Yeah.
Like he literally was like in the pictures in the background, you can see him like being funny. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I'm like I think it was a bit. I think he just thought it was gonna be hilarious to do that at the Met, and I mean, people are gonna be talking about it. Why not?
Right.
He also
Right.
looked pissed off when he first got on the carpet.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
damn, dude.
No, a lot of people seemed like very uncomfortable. And like, I understand it's probably hot as hell. And like, those stairs everyone freaking hates because they're scared they're gonna fall. But like, put a smile on. Please. Jeez.
No, yeah, I know. I
Um,
really hope that the potato chips were a bit, but I'm very
yeah, I need to
curious.
find a picture and I need to look into it. It almost looks like a foreign brand. Like, I don't, like it was sold somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll have to freaking see. But yeah, really the last thing I had to touch on was that eBay thing because I thought that was hilarious and I can only imagine the price tag on that eBay paid. I can only imagine. Like there's no way.
I mean, yeah, I know that like over the past couple of years, eBay has like really tried to rebrand itself as in, like uh they take luxury pieces, make sure that they're
Mhm.
real, and like it's a super safe way to like resell, you know, luxury items, repurpose items
Right.
that are like truly authentic.
Mhm.
So I'm like I just kind of think that like I mean, and honestly, it's kind of smart move, but I'm also like it's
Oh,
eBay.
100%.
To me, I'm
Right.
like I don't know. I've never been on eBay in my entire life.
No, no, I've never been and like I don't know if it's changed, but like eBay is basically just like a like bidding war. I'm not
I
gonna
know it
do that.
is.
Like name your price and I'll pay it or I won't. Like I don't want to be outbid and pay even more than I should be paying
Well,
because I
it's
want
like
this piece so
I
bad.
wonder if like Madeline Klein was paid to be like, oh, I
Oh,
got
100%.
this, and this from eBay.
100%. They were all in on that for sure. There's
I,
no way.
I didn't hear anyone else be like, I got this on eBay.
Well, I think they just like put it in there, like sprinkled it in. I don't think every person could be like, oh, an eBay, an eBay, an eBay. I would be like, okay, get out of my face. I'm actually never looking up eBay again in my life.
or or I bet you eBay was probably a sponsor of like
Mm-hmm.
exhibit.
The exhibit, yeah.
Thank you. Of the
Yeah, I don't
exhibit.
doubt it. Probably.
Because I mean, bringing back like super archive pieces. Okay, two more things that I want to talk about. We're getting into a long episode, and
No,
Cassidy's
you're
gonna
good.
kill me. Um,
No, I'm not.
Rita Ora. No. Yes? Let me double check.
What was she wearing?
Rita Ora. You didn't hear her interview? She's literally wearing beads sourced from all over the world that date all the way back to like
Mm-hmm.
what'd she say?
BC. BC. Before Christ.
Like
Literally what?
300 BC.
Right.
Like
No, and she was like, yeah, and because the interviewer was like, is that dress heavy? And she's like, oh yeah, and she picked it up and she's like, oh my God, that is so heavy. Yeah, no, I saw that.
and like to me that's like I appreciate that so much because like
Mm-hmm.
I mean she really truly took the theme and was like we're talking about like fashion in time. I'll wear some of the first bits of fashion that there ever was to exist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But would you have ever known that if she wouldn't have said that? No.
No.
And that's why I
No.
love when people put in that little tidbit when they're interviewing, like, oh
I
yeah,
mean,
this is that. Like, my jaw was on the freaking ground when
it's
that was said.
just crazy. And like to me, like she should have came in last. Like what she is wearing truly is
Mm-hmm.
something that needs to be hung up
Right.
in the
In the Met.
Met.
It has to be. There's no way it's not.
Like she's literally wearing like I mean so much history
Yeah.
it's
reawakening fashion for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Bitch,
To say the least.
They dug that shit up and said,
Right.
all right, time to go.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to me, that is, I think, the coolest thing ever out of any look that happened tonight. And I do really hope that that dress ends up being, I mean, in some sort of museum.
Oh, it has to be. There's no way it's freaking not. It has to be.
And
that was insane, especially with all the coloring and everything. Like, it looked amazing.
I just don't understand, like, why she wouldn't have been the one to go last. Or
I would really like
first.
to know how much it weighs.
I mean, I would be scared to just walk. What happens if I wouldn't want to sit down?
No, one little tug, those beads are gone.
You crack a bead, that is literally, it's priceless. Her dress was priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she literally was wearing artifacts on her body.
Yeah, no, literally. I'm not really a fan that Cardi B finished us off. Like, yes, it was huge, but that's about all.
But we're talking about reawakening fashion. Baby girl, she dug up mummies. She had to have an architect to be like,
right.
Yeah, these are dated.
That's my thing. Like, how do you even find this stuff? Where is this stuff? Like,
they collected these beads from all over the world.
Right, but like, how do you have permission to use that on a dress?
So they said, yeah, sure, we got extra.
I said, here you go. Take as many as you want.
I mean, that's
color of choice.
Something that you touch with white gloves. Like, you don't touch that with your actual human skin.
No, you just look from afar. You don't even touch it.
You look behind 7 inches of bulletproof glass.
Correct.
That's
correct.
Temperature controlled. The air is absolutely sterile. Like,
right.
Crazy. But to me, that was like the coolest look, the neatest thing to ever, I think, walk the stairs of the Met.
Yeah. No, I think that was great. She really played the part, played in on the theme.
And I love it. It was simple. And, like, I love it because she made it sexy. She made it modern. And she's wearing things that outlived the dinosaurs. I don't know.
Right. Right. No, it was absolutely insane.
But I think, honestly, I could talk so much more about the Met, but we're rolling up on over an hour, so I think it's time that we cut this shit out. We might just have to do more recaps throughout the week on social media, post our favorites.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's all.
Honestly, we can just like make some videos, like stuff we see like over like
Later.
the days and just like stories behind things. We can just throw some videos up of recapping things that we did not hit on. I'm so glad that we saw Zendaya's final look.
I know.
Before ending this. Yeah.
In a real freaking time. But I think that's it. Thank you so very much for listening. If you don't already, if you didn't listen to this entire podcast, or watch this entire podcast on YouTube, again, hoping that this audio and video are actually of good standard. But subscribe, like our YouTube channel. We post every single episode on there. And follow us on our social media, our personals, and we love you so very much.
Until next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.